One retailer is showing the fashion industry that you don't need stick skinny models or unattainable body expectations in order to increase your sales. In fact, Aerie, which is a lingerie company owned by American Eagle, decided back in 2014 that it would no longer Photoshop its models and it would use models that are representative of regular female bodies. Well, as a result, their sales surged. So let me give you an example of some of the ads or some of the images that you'll see in their catalog. Just features a woman that I think a lot of women in America or around the world can relate to. She's beautiful, she's curvaceous. Oftentimes when we talk about body images on the show, either you have that conventional, super skinny fit model, or you'll have someone who's, much curvier. And then what happens to the women in the middle, right? And I think they do a good job at representing that, so it's interesting. Now, after launching Aerie Real, the retailer's sales grew 20% in the 2015 fiscal year. However, their sales rose to 32% in the first quarter of fiscal year 2016.
So, look, my disdain for the fashion industry is legendary. Might be overstating it a little bit. But as I look at that woman, I'm like, there's nothing ordinary about her. She is unbelievably gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
So that is not the middle of the road. So the only people who like super skinny girls as models are the people that work in the fashion industry. No one else. Women don't like super skinny girls. Guys don't like super skinny girls, okay? Only people who are unbearable in the fashion industry. It's like, oh, I need like a coat hanger. Oh my God, darling, no.
Yeah.
You weigh 76 pounds. I need you to be 74 and a half, right? Whoever those people are, right? Yeah. Like, so I know I'm not in that industry. I don't understand. There's nothing to understand. They're all, if you ask me, they're all unbearable. It turns out when you put real human beings in, people like it more. Yeah. Shocking news to the fashion industry.
Look, it's not even about liking the way those models look more. It's about being able to connect to those models or relate to them. So when I'm
look, I'm going to rest my case. I'm sorry. The fashion industry, I told you were knuckleheads, and I was right, right? Like, your point was we should look at what will be appealing to other human beings as people who don't look human. My point was, no, what will appeal to people is people that they can relate to, other Homo sapiens.
Yep.
Okay? And it turns out when you tried my model for the first time, right, and it took you, what, decades upon decades to try actual human beings, we were like, oh, it turns out sales went up. See, it had nothing to do with sales. It had to do with your, sense of what art is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's definitely a big part of it, and I like that the culture is changing. And, every once in a while you'll get some terrible person who's like, oh, if you use like heavier models, then you're just, you're normalizing obesity and like, yeah. No, like these women represent us. Like if you see me in lingerie or if you see me in a bra and panties, I don't look like a Victoria's Secret model. I work out, I eat healthy. I know people are gonna be like, oh, shut up, cry me a river, but it's true, right? Everyone's got like a little extra meat on their bones, and that's fine, that's healthy. You don't want to starve yourself to look like someone who doesn't even look like that in person anyway, who might have a certain body type, a certain genetic makeup that makes her look a certain way, but even then is photoshopped to perfection. Most people don't look like that. And I love that they're not photoshopping these women. I love that they represent, the everyday average woman out there, someone that people can relate to. And I think she's freaking gorgeous.
But again, I gotta just even call bullshit on that, honestly. She's not an everyday average American woman.
She's got meat on her bones. And I'm not saying that in a bad way.
She's gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to the average woman out there, but average guys and girls don't look that gorgeous.
Let me give you some more examples of women that they've used in their ads. Let's go to graphic 29. All right. Yeah, come on.
Okay, yeah. I get it. The girl on the left, real body. Okay, God bless. You're hitting on her poolside in Vegas, and you know it, and you're super happy about it. The one on the right, okay, she's skinnier, but they left in like imperfections in her thigh.
I know, and I love that. I love that because no girl in her late 20s or early 30s has perfectly smooth thighs. It doesn't matter if you run every day. You have, dimples and imperfections, and that's just part of life.
Yeah, and so it's super unsurprising that you look at these people and relate to them more.
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't have to be anywhere near this gorgeous to relate to them. You just get a sense, it probably instinctually, Not you don't even think it outright, out loud or consciously. That seems real to you.
Yeah.
And realness attracts things. I think that's part of the reason why I can't stand the fashion industry. It's my antipathy towards fakeness, right?
Yeah, look.
And the whole industry is based on fakeness on top of fakeness.
Okay, look, when it comes to the types of models that they use and some of the body image issues that have arose from the fashion industry, I get it. But also, you got to disclose your extreme bias against the fashion industry. You hate fashion. You hate every part of fashion. You were complaining about your collars the other day and how they make collars too big. Like, you just hate it.
I think it is a fair argument to make that I'm not the top expert on fashion, okay, and that I might have some issues with being fashionable, okay?
Just a few.
So if you want to say that that's bias, I'll even grant it to you, right? But nonetheless, my criticism of the industry has been valid and now validated. So,
Got it.
Fashion industry, #suck it.